Sync all the sound. Right, Mikey, I'm going to give you a little introduction.
Go on.
So please butt in if you think you deserve more of an introduction than that.
Okay.
But,
I've never had an intro before. So.
Anyway, this is the second episode of the podcast and my first kind of official guest. Sorry, Dad, but I'm not actually counting you as a official guest. He's kind of a regular.
Cold.
But I'm here with Mikey. He's a Thai fighter and aspiring coach. He's recently changed up his lifestyle, I'd say, and started a new kind of road and pursuing a new kind of goal. And I just want to talk about that journey, your mentality, what changed in your mentality when you decided to do that, the motivations, and kind of the person you are. So as a kid, maybe we'll go from the very beginning. How were you as a kid? What kind of person were you?
Oh, man. Straight in there with the
Straight in there. We ain't messing about.
Jeez.
It's hot in here and we got an hour. We're going to get going.
Yeah. Oh, man. Talk about childhood. Maybe need more than an hour. We go straight into it, man. As a kid, I was quite an angry kid, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't really have a normal childhood.
Okay.
So it's long story short, was born up in Blackpool.
Okay.
Both my parents are from Blackpool.
Talk a bit closer to the mic.
Yeah,
that's right.
sorry.
Cheers.
Yeah. So yeah, long story short, I was born up in Blackpool. Both my parents born and raised up there. My dad is from Trinidad in the Caribbean.
Wicked.
Mum's English, well, Irish descendant, but English. And yeah, moved down here when I was probably a toddler. So since I can remember, I've been down south basically. But yeah, kind of grew up in quite a violent household, witnessing a lot of like violence and aggression, and that in turn had its effect on me, sort of thing. So I was a very angry kid. I actually wanted to go into martial arts when I was a kid, but my parents thought that I would abuse it.
Really?
Yeah. Which is like, I have my mum's amazing. My mum's like the best woman on the planet, right? She's my superhero. But I'd say that's probably the one thing that I'd say she probably got wrong is like not letting me go into martial arts like from an early age, because I feel like it probably would have taught me some discipline.
Yeah. It's funny you say that actually, because my mum was the same. Like she's like, I don't want you getting hurt and this and that, and I don't want like violence and all of that. And then the more she got to know the lads at the gym and the coaches and Jared and Tom, she was like, oh, I see how this has like helped people, and the environment that you're in is actually way healthier than being out with your mates in the park drinking and getting up to God knows what.
100%. I mean, so I think there's so many good things about martial arts, man. It's like just teaching you discipline, channeling aggression, I think, turning yourself. It's like Jordan Peterson, he says like make yourself dangerous and then like learn how to control it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it also just humbles you.
Oh yeah.
Because there's always a bigger fish.
Mate, there's nothing more
always a bigger
humbling
fish.
than sparring, because I've done it with you as well, sparring someone who's in fight camp.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I'll do a little spar, and you're a body bag for like 20 minutes. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. But then it keeps you accountable, because then you're like, I've got to train harder.
Yeah.
So you're working harder for it, for sure.
I mean, you got like, there's nothing worse than, say, coming back from an injury, like a long layoff, and you come back and like people are just like, let's say 3 weeks out from a fight, and it's like,
it's hard, to be fair. That's something I've been personally like trying to work on, where it's like you have to remember that you're on your own journey, and so you have these people. And again, that's what for me personally, the Thai fighting and being in the gym has taught me a lot, is that there's going to be people at different levels at different times, especially if people are fighting every couple of months. It's going to be, sometimes they're like on top form and they're going to fight and come back a week later and maybe your best have been around or something, but that doesn't mean any of you are a better fighter. It's just everyone's on their own path and it's very specific to the person. And I found that was difficult to, because I was always like, like I'd see Jared or I'd see like you lot like training camp. I'd be like, mate, I've got to fucking get this shit together. And then it's like, wait, you're pursuing other stuff, you want to fight, you've got to learn to balance it, and kind of remind yourself you're on your own path.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I really agree with that, and it's I think comparison is the thief of all joy. Is that old saying, isn't it? So if you're constantly looking at what other people are doing and stuff like you're distracting yourself from where you are, and you're really kind of like stealing the joy away from your own journey and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's just giving yourself some grace. Like, I'm doing different things to you. Like, I'm spinning a lot of plates, you're spinning a lot of plates. Like, everyone's just on their own little path, own little vibe, and you'll get where you want to go, and I'll get where I want to go. And yeah,
I feel like it's just reminding, for me, or for anyone really, reminding yourself that you're going where you want to go, not where the person next to you wants to go. So the journey there is going to be different, and the goal might look similar. It'll be success in some sort of way. So you both want that success, but it's like that person might want success in their business and fitness. The other person maybe in family and relationship. Like, it's all different. It's just reminding yourself that you're on your own personal journey.
You define your own success, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're the only one who is really in control of your own success, your own destiny. So it's like, for instance, it's like you say, let's say for me, if I define success as, let's say, having 3 kids and then having like a 5 or 6 bedroom house and a flipping, I don't know, a G-Wagon or something like that. I'm just like putting random things together, but then your success is flipping owning a Rolls Royce and having 8 kids and, you know, maybe achieving this in Muay Thai or whatnot. Like, that's yours to define. And it's like, because there's always going to be someone who's, if you look at the whole world, there's always going to be someone who's like more successful. That's why you have to put your own kind of destination in the map. Do you know what I mean?
The quote from, funny enough, Jordan Peterson that I heard that I constantly remind myself of is, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, because it usually means you're in the wrong room. Because you don't want to be the dumbest person in the room, because you're naive and you're an idiot and you need to learn and you need to grow and adapt. But you don't want to be the smartest person, because then you're in the wrong room. You have nothing to aspire to. So it's always good having that person to look up to and go, okay, I want to be there, but reminding yourself, having that balance of, but I'm on my own journey, and 100%. My success is going to look slightly different to theirs.
Yeah. So do you know what? I think the most healthy way to grow in whatever field you're in, this is in Muay Thai, in business, in your relationships, or whatever it is, it's like you always want to have like a role model, someone that you're aspiring to, right? And someone who's coaching you, right? Then you want to have someone who's on like a level playing field with you, that you're constantly like pushing each other, right? Because you're kind of like,
you need that competition.
You need that like healthy competition. Then you also need people that you're then coaching, right? And passing your own advice to, because then that reinforces all the things that you learn from your upline and your experiences, like that you're currently going through. So I feel like you need that 3 tiers to really healthily grow in any field, whatever.
Especially the top and bottom of that. I was speaking to, by the way, I'm mentioning Jared a lot, and Tom and all the boys at the gym. They're all going to come on this podcast eventually. So Jared's here on Sunday, actually. So he's coming on Sunday.
Oh, nice. He's coming on Sunday.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we were going to do it last week, but everything got rescheduled. And to be honest, it works out better that way. So you'll get to know all these lads and kind of find out about their mentality and stuff like that as well. But him being a fighter, and he's been fighting for like 10 years or so now, and coaching.
Jared? I want to say now he started Muay Thai about eight and a half years ago. I want to say. I think when I first met him, he'd been doing it for 7. So actually, probably nearly.
So he's deep in the
years,
game. Yeah, so
he's deep.
Interesting way to say it.
Yeah.
But he described fighting in a very interesting way. He was like, you need to, like, when we were having a conversation, it came to like this conclusion of, okay, so if you want to fight, you can do it to participate, but really you want to win, because otherwise there's no drive to actually like find out who you are and go, no, I want to fucking win this. Like, I want to beat this guy. and having that thing to run towards is very powerful. But also, he was like, we were talking about the advantages of having something to run away from as well. So I'm running towards this win and this success that I want, but also I'm running away from, I don't want to lose, and I'm running away from that. So it's like having this lion chasing you, but also having the carrot and the stick is what he said. Like having the carrot's there, and you're like, I'm not only motivated to run forward, but also to not stop because there's something behind me. And I feel like that's a lesson that I've personally come to realise, that I need that something to run towards and something to run away from to keep me on that kind of path. But
I guess it's like kind of like a food chain analogy, right?
Yeah,
like,
in a way. Yeah.
I feel like unless you're like the apex predator, right? But I feel like every in the food chain, there's predators and there's the hunters, but then that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't get hunted themselves, sort of thing. So
and also, apex predators, they don't know they're the apex predator.
Yeah.
So they're always like, I know there's something I want to run towards.
Yeah.
Is there something I've got to run for? Like, you're still on guard. You
ain't still got that animal instinct, right? Yeah.
But anyway, going back to, because we can go on tangents all day, and we probably will the majority of this. But going back to growing up as a kid, you were had not the best childhood, bit of a rough upbringing. Has that kind of what drove you towards Thai and martial arts specifically, or was there something that called out to you, like the reason you chose to take an interest in martial arts, particularly out of football or any other sport or any other thing in general?
Do you know what? I'd love to link my association to martial arts to my childhood, but I don't think it is linked. I played football as a kid. I loved football as a kid. I started kind of doing boxing and stuff when I was 18, like on and off, and then I actually started doing jiu-jitsu because my best mate Leon. Have you met Leon? He's come down to sparring a couple times. Bald hair, beard.
I might have
kind of like.
I'll be honest.
Moves like Kung Fu Panda, like.
I don't really know. I'm really shit with names, so describing him would help. But I don't know. I don't think I have yet.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think I have.
But like
By the way, Lion, if I have met you, I'm really sorry, but I don't think I've met you yet.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. When the episode comes out, I'll be like,
this fucker.
This guy, mate. This guy. So, yeah, my best mate, Leon, he's always been kind of around the martial arts scene since he was a kid. And he kind of inspired me to start, getting into it properly. Started out with jiu-jitsu. Did jiu-jitsu for like 6 to 9 months. Got the basics, but I basically started Muay Thai because Jared came and started doing Muay Thai sessions at my jiu-jitsu gym and my MMA gym. It was like a jiu-jitsu and MMA gym, right? But primarily jiu-jitsu. So Jared started running some Muay Thai sessions there, and I can't lie, man. Once I started doing Muay Thai, that was it for me. Like, literally started Muay Thai. I was only doing it like once a week with Jared, then doing the odd like personal training session with him. And within about 3 months of me starting my journey, I then went to Thailand for 7 weeks.
That always fast tracks your your Muay Thai journey. Yeah. When you're like, okay, do you know what? You get to really experience the culture and the value and it's an incredible experience.
Unbelievable. And like that trip, I want to go back to Thailand now that I'm like a lot better. I'm a lot more evolved. I'm a lot fitter, because back then I weigh 78 kg right now. Back then I was like nearly 90 kg when I went to Thailand.
Okay,
I was like, I was a chunky boy. I'd put on a lot of weight. I'd come out of a 4-year relationship where I kind of got a bit comfortable. Was drinking a lot, drinking heavy, like, I started basically around that time, about 2 years ago, I started making some lifestyle changes, basically.
Was that prompted by the introduction of martial arts and Muay Thai? Did that motivate it, or was there a particular? It all
kind of just congregated together. So it was like, started doing the martial arts, about 6 months later, came out of the relationship, also got made redundant from my job.
Okay.
And it all just kind of like compiled together. And I've been like kind of toying with the idea of stopping drinking and this and that. and then like that was like a pivotal catalyst for me in like a complete change in my life. New chapter started there. And yeah, sorry, where were we? Oh yeah, so yeah, we
It's crazy as well. Sorry, hold that thought.
Go on.
But talking about, just putting it in really simple terms, talking about how like some things you think are the worst thing in the world are disguised as the best thing. Like, that's a live example of how being made redundant, you're drinking too much, you broke up from a 4-year relationship. In the time, you're like, this is the shittest thing ever. Looking back at it now, if that all never happened, you're probably, correct me if I'm wrong, but the best you've ever been.
Oh,
and
100%.
That was the catalyst for it.
100%. Yeah, right now I'm like, it's constant evolution, bro. And it's like, I'm not going to get, like, I'm so excited with where I am right now, but I'm also so excited for where I'm going.
I love that. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's super, you have to balance it, right? You have to balance like having those goals, having those aspirations, but really also enjoying the growth journey as well. Enjoy who you are right now, like, and just have comfort that, you know, with all these things that you're doing every day, day in, day out, you're going to be a different person in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years. It's like, yeah, give yourself some grace and like where you are now, but also look forward to where you're going. But yeah, actually going back to your point on that, I remember my mindset of at the time when those things were going on, I actually had the mindset of like, I was seeing it as a new chapter. I was not getting like down in obviously like the relationship ending and stuff like that. I was feeling those emotions, right? But my mindset at the time, I kind of reframed the perspective on it. And I was like, look, this is all just happening now because I needed it.
You
know
needed
what I mean?
a change.
Yeah, I needed a change. And like, probably about a month after, because I came out of the relationship and got made redundant in the same week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like within 4 days or something of each other. And it was like, what? Like,
little 1-2 combo.
What? Yeah. Got hit with a left, right, mate. Pop, pop. Like, mental, honestly. But the crazy thing was, I remember, so one of my sisters, she gave me this book called Ikigai a couple of years ago now, which is the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. And it basically goes into kind of finding your purpose in life. And I remember I was in this sales job in cybersecurity, and like I was just like, I really wasn't enjoying it, man. And I went into work, broke up with my missus on the Friday, went into work on the Monday, and I was reading this book that I hadn't really picked up in a while, hadn't picked up in about 6 months. And I was reading this book, and it was basically it was this diagram talking about, your purpose and finding it and whatnot. And I really started to question, like, what am I actually doing in this job? Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't like, I'm going to leave, but I was like, right, let me actually kind of like evaluate, have a little research into some different things, because this is not really what I want to be doing. Literally went into work by midday. Me and like a couple of other guys on the sales team were like, they were basically, just let us go. And then like left straight away.
Oh, wow.
Straight away. Yeah. And it was like, whoa. But if I hadn't read that book in the morning, you know, where I was already kind of like, my mind had almost been opened to, okay, let me explore some other things. And then that happened.
You kind of shift your perspective. So
completely shifted my perspective on the whole thing. So, I believe in divine timing, bro, because it's just like, what are the chances of me just picking up that book for the first time in 6 months or something like that? Having that opened up feeling and then that happening. So, yeah, within a couple of months, then I was in Thailand.
Wicked.
And that trip, again, it was just like the building blocks for this life change that I went through, basically. So, yeah, man.
Wicked. I noticed a lot of changes as well when I went to Thailand. I feel like having that kind of experience really helps you discover who you are and what you actually want to do. But you change your lifestyle up. Went to Thailand, started training a bit more. You got a new job, and for those of you who don't know, this is a separate podcast, but Eleutheria, that's behind us, is my brand, and the whole message behind it is dedicating yourself to pursuing your own goals and interests, and having the dedication to go, do you know what? I know in myself this is something that's calling to me. This is something that I'm really interested in. And even if it's just an hour every evening after your 9 to 5, starting that process and seeing where it can lead. And doing that can almost give you your own personal freedom, because you can turn into your purpose and what you want to do. And you've recently kind of gone away from the job you took after Thailand and decided you wanted to pursue coaching and personal training. What was the catalyst for that decision to properly commit to going, okay, I'm getting rid of the safety net, I'm getting rid of I'm just doing this now and I want to see where it goes?
Yeah. So, funny story. So, I actually had the idea of basically going into coaching. I wanted to be like a PT, basically, around that time where 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
About this time 2 years ago, where I lost a job, came out of the relationship, and I was like, cool. By about September 2023, I was like, yeah, I want to be like a PT, like an online fitness coach. Then obviously that's gone more into, the more I've developed in Muay Thai, that's now developed into Muay Thai coaching as well, right? But I'll be honest, I used every last penny I had to go to Thailand for basically 2 months. Came back, I was in debt, bro. I was broke. I was broke, mate. I was a little broke boy, honestly. Had no money. And I was like, right, cool. I need some money quick. I need some good money quick. I was like, right, what's something I can do? Car sales. I did it for 3 years when I was like 18 to 21. I was decent at it. Cool. Let me just go Mercedes for a year or so, get out of debt, get some savings up, and then I'll start my thing. And it's basically what I did.
So you kept to that?
I pretty much, I joined there in March last year, left in May. So I was there for, a year and 2 months or something. Year and 3 months or whatever. So it was, the whole time I was there, it was always with the view of leaving.
That's actually something I feel like, because I've made the mistake before where I'm like, I need something quick, just a part-time catering, anything, just to get some money in, pay my bills, and then I can work on this. Before you know it, you make friends in your job. You're going out on the weekends. A year's gone past, and you're like, oh shit, I've been here for a year, and I haven't even done anything on that dream that I've just put on the shelf. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like having that understanding of, I am leaving this job. This is literally just, and disciplining yourself to actually doing that is, because you can get comfortable and be like, oh, do you know what, I ain't experienced this comfort in a while, I might sit here for a little bit. Oh, my mates want to, I could go and have a drink. But I feel like having that ability to go, do you know what, let me step away from the comfort of this job and keep discipline. And it shows that it's something you really wanted to do. For a year you were like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
It's scary though, bro.
Oh yeah,
it's scary, man. Like, it's it's when you really bite that bullet, and it's like you kind of go from having that, that paycheck at the end of the month, every month. And it's obviously I was in a sales role, so that would fluctuate. Some months it would be like really good, other months it wouldn't be so great, because sales naturally comes in peaks and troughs, right? But
in comparison,
it's like I still had like a good base salary that I was always reliant on, and and it's like now, like, my money's just coming in like flipping all over the place, and it's like
but even when you say it, even when you describe it and you say it's scary, you're doing it with a smile on your face, and you're laughing about it, because it's a decision you've made with the understanding that it isn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows all 100%. The time. And it's like, so when, much like in fighting, when you accept the fact that losing's a possibility, you're not annoyed when you do lose, because you're like, all right, wicked, what can I learn? Let's get back on the wagon. Let's do. And it's the same with that. When you have the right mentality, it's almost like you can't lose, because the way you describe it, your face lights up when you say, "Oh, mate, it's scary," and sometimes that money comes, because you knew like what you wanted to do, and it's
I knew
like,
I was getting in for, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's, some people don't know what they want to do yet, and that's okay. And sometimes it can be scary looking at other people, going back to comparison and going, "Oh shit, they're doing this, they're doing that," and I'm not sure, and I'm getting paid less than But having that goal and just keeping a hold of that to keep you grounded and be like, okay, no, I knew what I was getting in for, and this is what makes me happy.
Yeah. You know what, man? I think it's like when you're speaking about some people don't know what they want to do, and it's like everyone just finds. I think it's never too late, right? For instance, like I've sometimes found myself comparing myself to you. Obviously, you're 22, yeah, and I'm like, wow, like this guy is so switched on. Like we're in the same spot right now, but I'm 26 and a half. You're 22. You're 22, right?
I actually just turned 23 yesterday.
Yeah, of course.
So
It was your birthday yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But still, it's like, I'm just like kind of looking at myself when I was like 22, 23, like, and I was just I was a loose cannon, man. And it's like, but at the same time, bro, I'm 26. Like, I'm still young.
Yeah.
Like, some people don't figure it out until they're like 35, 40. And even then, it's not too late.
Yeah.
You know? I think the most important thing is that you do find what you want to do, right? Yeah. It's never too late.
I'm going to move this, by the way, just in case it's in the camera.
Yeah. It probably is in the camera. Probably it has been in the camera.
You're good. No worries.
Apologies for the water bottle.
People watching like, can you just move the fucking water bottle?
So, in that book, Ikigai, I was talking about, right? There's a study on this woman who lived till she was 123 in a region in Japan. She started drawing and making a living from drawing when she was 70 years old. She'd never really drawn before, yeah? She then found a passion in art and drawing, started selling all of her artwork, basically. 52 years she did that for, right up until the day she died. She never stopped. Yeah. 52, like, and she picked it up at 70. Like, it's never too late, man. It's never too late. Like, yeah,
no, 100%. It's because you say sometimes you compare yourself to me, and I do the same with you. But also, alternatively, there's people, as you said, in their 30s, in their 40s, that would compare themselves to you and be like, mate, you're 26, you're getting it all figured out. I'm still. So it's
a few people at Merck were saying that. To
really,
be fair, 'cause, like, I'll be talking about like my plans and like. There's a guy I really got on with there, Sohail, who I think he's early 40s, and he was like, oh man, like so switched on, man, like great, I'm so happy for you, blah blah blah, like I wish I'd done this, blah blah blah. And I was like, bro, it's not too late, man, it's not too late.
you got to try, you've got to just go for it, because my big thing is if you do something that you are really interested in and you're like, I really want to do this, I really want to pursue this and see where it goes, and you do it for a year, and you're the same position financially, you'll know that that's either for you or not for you, and on that year journey, you'll find out a lot more about yourself than you would have found out if you just stick to that safe job or stick to that thing that you knew you were doing because you were good at it and you could just get it done easily. And so I feel like people always have talking about perspective earlier on, people always have that mindset of, okay, I'm going to do this thing. If it doesn't work, that's a failure. If it works, that's a success. But I often look at things as like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. If I learn anything, then it's a success. If I say I'm going to learn how to play chess and I realise the pawns can only move forward one square, and I know it's but it's a really like it's a really extreme example. But I've been doing chess for a year and I've learned I'm okay at it. I can beat the average person, and I know what all the pieces do. It's like you still learnt something, and did you enjoy it? Oh yeah, I really enjoyed it. Do you want to learn it more? Yeah, I really do. Like so you know, like you really enjoy that strategic thinking and that, and you never know what avenues and things that can lead down. I feel like some people can be a bit too narrow-minded on it's either this and either I do this well or I don't. Well, no, start that thing. Maybe it's not the thing that's going to get you where you want to go, but it will start your journey. And I feel like having that kind of mindset helps open yourself up to let's see what happens, and not being afraid of failure or making the wrong decision. Because if you're moving forward, you're moving forward. It doesn't matter whether you're going left or right.
I think it's reframing the perspective on everything, right? So I feel like whatever happens, like when an event happens, there's always two ways you can look at it, right? It's like you can kind of get down in the dumps of like, oh, let's say you failed in something, or you gave something a shot and it didn't work out. You can just be like, oh, it didn't work out. Oh, what a waste of time. Like, blah, blah, blah. Or no, you can just look at what you learned from it, or look at what it taught you. Like, or when you win or when you lose. Like, when you lose, you can be like, oh, I lost. Like, I'm shit. Like, this and that. Or no, you can just flip the script, man. Like, look at what you learned from that. Look at what you actually gained, all the positives from that. And just get back to the drawing board and go again, man. It's, I think too many times people get caught up or they get worried about the failure, but I feel like there is no failure. Like, as long as you're doing something, you can't fail, because you're either gonna be go somewhere with it, or you're gonna learn a ton from it, and maybe learn that, okay, maybe that's not for me, or maybe I should do this differently, or whatever.
Because you have a similar outlook on perspective as me. I strongly believe that perspective is one of the most important things when it comes to this journey of life and figuring it out. Was there anywhere that came from, that focus? Because I've noticed you do focus on perspective and that idea of, well, even when you said when you were going through the breakup and you lost your job, even in that, you were looking at it from, this is a change. Was there anything that prompted that focus on perspective in particular, instead of just going, this is shit or this is good?
I think, you know what? I think at the root of that probably in my life has always been looking at my mum, right? So my mum has MS, multiple sclerosis. It's a progressive like disease and or condition on your muscles, and it's quite a severe condition. But she's had a load of hardships in her life, and you know, she was in quite a domestically abusive relationship with my dad, and you know, various other trials and tribulations. But bro, she's the happiest woman, most smiley woman you'll ever meet. Like, literally like a ray of sunshine, genuinely. And nice. It's like, even when she's feeling so bad, she's always got like such a positive outlook on life. Yeah. So I think from an early age, bear in mind, I've witnessed that for 26 years now. So that's had an obvious knock-on effect on me.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I'd say from like a root cause, that is definitely like a inherent characteristic that I've got from my mum. But it's also something that I've just been more tapping into, particularly in the last few years as well, being a bit more conscious with it. Because I think it's the easy thing is to look at the doom and gloom of things. That's probably the easiest thing to do, right? When things aren't going your way, the easy thing to do is like to moan about it and like dwell on it and this and that and go round and round in your head about it. It's actually difficult to flip the perspective and kind of think, okay, what can I learn from this? Like, what is this teaching me? Blah, blah, blah. Like, so it's something you definitely have to be intentional about. I don't think it's something that really comes just like naturally to a lot of people, you know? So yeah, but yeah, I'd say boil it down to my mother.
Shout out Mikey's mum.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your things come off.
That's right. I got a backup one.
You got a backup,
yeah.
mate.
Let me double check.
Is that the backup this down or not?
Yeah.
The other one's still recording. We're still good, yeah? Still good. Good.
Bit of a useless backup, isn't it?
Backup generator's gone before the main one,
the
mate.
Fucking storage is the main one's still running, so we're all good. But what I'm actually curious about this. What does because I'm very big on routine. I believe that everyone's different. Some people don't need a routine. Some people can just get on with it. Some people don't believe in it. They feel like you should perform in whatever. I just personally, with how my mind works, notice I work better when I've got up and done certain things. When I've got up, had a good night's sleep, got up at a good time, broken a sweat, done a little bit of something, had a good breath. what is it about your routine that you've noticed in the past year or so having changed your goals? The small things. What are the small things that have changed because of it?
Bro, my brain right now, I feel like it's synced up to you right now. Check this, right? Check this. So I have a morning routine I formulated it, probably started building it, started with about 2 or 3 things towards the end of last year.
Okay,
and then January, I chucked another like 4 things on there. I've probably got about let's call it, so I've got my list for the day, right? Every morning, I have some water first when I wake up. Then I do some breath work or mindfulness just on the edge of my bed. 5 deep breaths in, pause, 5 deep breaths out. Do it for about 2 minutes. A minute to 2 minutes. I think that's just something that just like grounds me. Then I send like a mental prayer of like positivity or love to someone random in my life.
Nice.
Right? Then I do a set of affirmations. Then I do gratitude. Then I connect to. I've got a list of 6 goals that I have on my wall that I want to achieve in my life. For myself, in fighting, finances, family, this and that. And I read those goals out. And I look at them, I read them, and then I read them out loud every single day. I meditate, then do some like visualization meditation. Normally for fighting, I haven't yet incorporated that into like maybe more general life yet. But I do a lot of visualization for like fight night and stuff like that. I read 20 minutes. And I listen to a productive audio, whether that's on self-development or business.
How long do you listen to that for? Or
varies. The audio, they can vary from kind of half an hour to 75 minutes. It's sometimes I listen to 2 or 3 in a day, but I always listen to minimum one audio and 20 minutes of reading. Nice. Minimum every single day.
How long does that take from beginning to end of that?
I'd say if I'm starting that, probably say it's a solid to do all of it, because I also do morning stretches as well, coffee, breakfast, all of that, get some morning sunlight. So it's probably about an hour and a half.
Okay, not too
from
bad,
start to finish. If I'm to do the whole thing, sometimes if I got to rush out in the morning or I've like woken up late or something like that, self-employed life. If I've woken up late,
I have the luxury to wake up late.
Yeah. Fuck the alarms, mate. I'm resistant to alarms now. I'm just like, no. So yeah, if I wake up late and I've got to get out to a client or like got to get to training or whatever, I might then do like the reading and the audio and the meditation a bit later in the day. But yeah.
So you focus on doing it in the morning. If you can't get it done in the morning, as long as you get it done during the day.
I get it done. I've probably done that every single day this year. Never missed a day.
Wicked.
So, and I think that just grounds me, man. That grounds me. So, I think having those routines in place, it's the small steps, seemingly insignificant steps, every single day that make the difference, man. They compound over time. It's like, you look at it maybe like, right, obviously me just doing that one day, not going to make a difference. But maybe I'll feel a bit more positive, a bit more chirpy. Mum will be like, oh, what's got into you today? Do you know what I mean? I'll be walking down the street with a bit of stroll, whatever. Like, but one day, like I could have that chirpiness without that, Yes, that might give me a little boost and whatnot, but even 1 week, even 1 month, like if you compare that with someone who's not doing anything, yeah, you might see small change. Then you look at 6 months, then you look at a year, then you look at 5 years, then you look at 10 years. Like the difference just compounds and compounds and compounds. And it's just like, and you can apply that to anything in life. So it's like I say, it's the small, seemingly insignificant steps that you think aren't going to make a difference. And in the short term, no, they don't make a difference. But over time, it makes all the difference.
Is that what motivated you to keep doing this when you started it? Like knowing that, or was there something that you're working towards where you're like, I know starting my day off in this way will give me the mindset and give me the motivation to carry this on, if that makes sense. Was there a motivation to, when you, because like anything, like we're all human, and even if I said I wanted to skip for 5 minutes a day, or even a minute a day, the first couple of days you're like, oh, okay, all right, let's go. Like, and was it kind of like just let's get it going until you were like, oh, I've been doing this for like 2 months and it feels pretty good? Or was there like a no? Was there an internal voice that motivated you to keep at that in the early point?
I think I'll be honest, bro. We're gonna go off on a little side quest here.
Yeah, that's right.
If that's okay, if you don't mind, bear with me. But I think you're aligned on this.
Go on.
I think in this day and age, there's a major gap in kind of like guidance and role models for young men coming through, right? I think the world's a bit of a weird place at the moment, or has been for the last sort of 5 or 6 years and whatnot. And I think there's a lot of, I guess, uncertainty for the younger generation, or even people our age, or even people in their 30s, on like what it really truly means to be a man. And I basically want to be like a role model, for not just young men, but like just for men in general, and really make some changes across the board, like generational change. And these are kind of like steps on me becoming a better person and working, building myself up and getting myself into a position to then be a better role model for the men coming through, basically. So, I think a lot of the traditional masculine kind of roles have been like demonized, right? So like being like a provider, being a protector, stuff like that. I think that a lot of that's gone missing nowadays for a lot of guys. And it's like, I feel like men are just more lazy than ever, or like unmotivated, and like, I don't know, like I think with that, like women are earning a lot more money, and like there's a lot more balance, there's a lot more of a level playing field, which is fantastic. But I think there's nothing wrong with kind of that traditional lifestyle. But also, I think, let's go back 30 years or so, men provided and protected, but they weren't there like emotionally. They weren't emotionally present, I think, for their kids. And this is just I'm not saying all households were like this, but I think this is like a generalization sort of thing. So it's kind of like taking that traditional provider, protector, like leader of the household sort of thing from the old masculinity, but then also like bringing this new wave of being actually present for the kids, being there for the family, like, and being emotionally sensitive, understanding your own emotions and understanding your wife's emotions and your kids' emotions, and just being way more emotionally present, and not just like put food on the table, do as I say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I've noticed that a lot of, like, I'm very big on, you get all these like self-help books and stuff like that, and I'm very big on people helping each other and advice anyone can give anyone, but I also believe that you have to know when not to listen to certain people, and there's a lot of people that want to give out advice and want to give their 2 cents on things that they've never done or never experienced, or if there's an ulterior motive behind it, like all these Andrew Tates and all that sort of stuff. Realistically, it's so they can make money. Like, if you look at why they're doing it, it's so they can make money, and they've done a good job at it. But on the way, kind of the message they were trying to push has been lost because they've realised the extreme views are the ones that get the views. So hearing about small things like this daily routine and the fact that you're going through the steps, go, I want to be better and I want to do these things, and so I can't teach that or show that or explain that or demonstrate that to anyone else if I haven't done it. Exactly. So I can see the value in okay, to teach it, I got to be it and live it, breathe it, sleep it. So I can give the advice.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of, whether it's money or power or fame, there's a lot of motivations to be that kind of person that people look up to. But the message gets lost on the way. And it's nice to hear that you've not gone, I'm bringing out this to do that, or I'm putting together a program right now. It's going to be ready in a week, and it's like, well, you've only just started coaching. It's like, well, no, I'm actually building it up and putting solid foundations in. So this is something that can last, and that can actually people can listen to and take real proper advice from, and not just, okay, right, I need to buy this course now. And that's wicked. That's
I said like with my routine, man. It started literally with, I think it was just like 2 or 3 things. Like, it wasn't. This is like 9. I think it's like 10 or 11 steps now, right? I didn't just start out with 10 or 11. Like, I had to kind of build it up over a few months, sort of thing. And I guess I might keep on adding stuff to that. You know what I mean?
By the way, full context, I want to get you on again. Mikey's fighting September, is it?
September the 20th, and just got confirmed today.
You got an opponent as well?
Yeah,
Wicked.
Opponent confirmed. I don't know who he is. I just know the weight. I don't know how many times he's fought. Quite frankly, I do not care. I just want to fight. I've been training so much, and it's just getting me out there, man. Like, let's have a go. So nice. I feel good. Nice.
I love to get you on. Kind of right now, you're just thinking about starting camp. Nothing's really, because it's the mentality's different. So it'll be interesting to.
It's because obviously I was hoping to fight like the weekend just gone, and then there was a potential for another fight tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So I've been in fight camp for over 2 months now, like mentally, physically, emotionally. And now it's just like, and this is the whole thing with perspective, right? So I went to Spain. I went on holiday, but I was in Spain 2 weeks ago. The whole time I was away with like a load of my friends. They were all like drinking, partying, having a good time, eating good food, this and that. I can't lie, my mind was just on fighting. Like, and like, I didn't get to enjoy that holiday the same way that they did, right? Because I was like training a lot, and I still had a great time. Don't get me wrong, I had a great time, but there were a few times I wanted to have some sangria, and I wanted to, like
have a few drinks.
Have a few drinks and get involved in the fun that they was having, sort of thing. And then I kind of did that, and I didn't even get to fight in the week just gone, right? And there's 2 ways I can look at, like, now it's like, I'm not fighting till September the 20th. So technically I could have just enjoyed my time in Spain. Yeah. Right. But there's 2 ways you can look at it. So I can be like, like, it was a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. Like, I put in all this time the last 2 months getting ready. Or flip the script. Damn, man, I'm going into fight camp at a good enough. I don't need to cut more weight. For one. Really? I'm 78 right now. I just maintain at this and then cut to 73 on fight week, bro. So I'm there. I just maintain. I can eat like over 3,000 calories. I can afford myself a little KFC here and there, like, and my fitness is up. I'm almost fighting fit. I probably just need to do some more bike sprints. But like,
they're grueling.
They're grueling. They're grueling.
You can
whole
take
other
a few
thing.
breaks off the bike sprints.
But like, it's like, if I think about it, it's 10 weeks tomorrow. September 20th is 10 weeks tomorrow. The way I think about it is like, geez, man, if I'm starting fight camp at this level, man, where am I going to be in 10 weeks? I'm going to be a flipping beast, So that's the way you can look at it. Just flip the script. Flip the script. No, it's not wasted. It's not wasted time. It's not like sacrifice as such. No, I was actually listening to this audio the other day, and it talks about how people often use the word sacrifice nowadays. And yes, you can look at it as sacrifice, or you can look at it as an investment in yourself. Whether that's time, energy, money, whatever it is, right? You're not sacrificing that. That's an investment in you. So I've been investing in myself, and man, I'm going to keep investing in myself, and September 20th, the dividends are going to pay, my friend.
Love to hear it.
So, yeah.
But I'd love to get you on kind of, because you will probably be in a similar mindset than you are now, but especially maybe slightly after the fight.
Sorry to interrupt the old episode here, but just a little FYI, we were filming the podcast. We had some technical difficulties, and it's not filmed the full podcast. So from here on out, it'll just be audio. On the bright side, I'm trying to get a logo put together and everything like that, so you'll have plenty of time to stare at that and let me know what you think. But yeah, from here on out, it'll be just audio.
And see how the progress is going in the fight. Also, if you are interested, this is a small little side note, so I don't forget. I want to talk about in a little bit what your goals are for the next year or so, and what kind of how you're structuring them, and what your plans are, if there is any, on how you're structuring them goals, and if in a year's time we can get you back on and see where you are. Woo! I feel it'll be wicked to kind
of accountability,
keep you a little bit accountable.
Oi! Let's put it out there, mate. Lessons. I love that. Yeah. Okay.
I want to, before we talk about that though, I want to go into the fighting. Obviously, you fought before. How was that first experience in the ring in front of your friends and family? Going to war, what was going through your mind before, during, after? Give me a little lowdown.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I mean? Man, it was interesting, man. So put it out there, I lost the fight, but it was a close fight. It was a competitive fight.
It was a really good fight.
Yeah. Like I put up a very good account for myself. I was getting outworked in a clinch, but then I was also outworking the opponent on the outside. Very good back and forth fight. I can see why they gave him the win after watching it back. I think there is a case for me potentially to get a win, but I'm not too caught up on that because the performance was good. He was a good opponent as well. So, so in the build up to the fight, I was actually working with my mindset coach, Rob Holdsworth, who completely just changed my mental game in the build up to that fight. Really channeling the nerves, the discipline. I think I had a different fight camp physically that camp because of the mental work I was doing with him. I was just charged, man. I was locked in. Like I was single at the time. Like, you know, I was doing the whole like I did like semen retention for like 3 months, bro.
Does that work? Does semen retention work? I don't know,
bro. Yeah, like I can't lie. Maybe 3 months is a bit excessive, but I was single at the time. It was cool.
I didn't bust enough for 4 years before my first fight.
Like I would say though, probably like 4 to 6 weeks before I fight. I think for this one I'll do 4 to 6 weeks. It's a bit more difficult now because I'm in a relationship.
I love how you're planning the retention.
Yeah.
Book it in 4 weeks before we're going to start going in there.
Yeah. So, I was just locked in, man. Like tunnel vision. Like it was sick. And there was a lot of uncertainty with that camp because it's like I had an opponent, then he pulled out, and I had to do like 5 weeks of that camp without an opponent. And then I got one 8 days before. And but it had to be ready. Just had to be ready just in case. And I was ready. And you know how ready I was? I had to take a week out. 3.5 weeks before the fight, I had to take a week out because I had a mild concussion.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, I took that week off. I didn't rush back. I took a whole week off to recover, right? Because I just had faith. I was like, I've been working so hard. I've still got 10 days when I come back if I take a week off. Like, I have faith. And
in that week, were you training at all? Or was
no training at all.
No
I was
running,
flipping,
no nothing.
No running. Like, bro, I just fully recovered. Like, I was having flipping. I had a Domino's. Like, I was eating sweets. Like, honestly, man, it was a bit mad. Because as well, I didn't have an opponent at this time as well. So I was like, right, I'm out. I've got a concussion. Like, let me just have some Domino's, man. But, then fight week, obviously cutting the weight. That was first time experience for that. It was then fight day. I actually felt on fight day, I felt really calm. backstage warming up, felt super calm. Like I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of meditation. Yeah, I meditate a lot during fight camp, twice a day. So I felt really calm on the day, and then it was actually once I'd walked out and I got in the ring, all of a sudden it was like, oh shit.
Everyone has that moment though, don't they? Where it's
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm actually fighting.
I was like,
now.
oh shit, like this is kind of crazy. Like the lights are on. I remember like I've come face to face with him in when the ref's giving us
That
the
was
instructions.
that was a intense face off.
Yeah. Hold on, let's get this photo, man.
That was an
see if we
intense
can-
face off.
I'll have to send it to you, and then you just do a little pop up on the
Yeah,
on the.
I remember,
well,
mate. That was. I remember
This
'cause
one. Gee. Yeah.
Tear each other's heads
Yeah,
off.
mate. Like, and I remember at the time I was kind of like, right, I'm looking at him for the first time in the eye because we've not met before that. Because the weigh-ins he came from up north, so he weighed in like he did a video weigh-in, whatever up north the day before, and so I'm looking at him in the eyes, and he's got this fucking look on him, bro. He's this tough northern guy, and I was like, yeah, shit. The light. I had a bit of a sensory overload. Because then the lights are on, I'm hearing the crowd, the ref's like, I didn't hear nothing the ref was saying, but I knew he was saying something, right? And I was kind of like, yo, shit, this is kind of crazy, right? But then as soon as the bell went, I felt calm, man. I looked in. And I actually almost had like a bit of a out of body, not out of body, I want to say, but it was like my vision was almost going through like a point of view camera, slightly behind my eye. I don't know how to explain it, and that's the best way I'm going to explain it. You know, like when you got kind of like that fish lens,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But not quite as extreme as that, right? And then like I was like super locked in, and then like he I think I caught his kick, and then he just gave me a little bap on the head. And then like my vision went back to normal sort of thing, right? So I was like, okay, right, cool. Anyways, like first couple rounds were like pretty back and forth. Then I think in round 2, he started to feel his advantage in the clinch. Or I say advantage, he was just getting the better of me in the clinch. And I think I wasn't quite used to, because obviously I'm quite good in the clinch, right? I'm normally used to having my way in the clinch, and I was like, clinch with Jared a lot. And I don't think I was prepared for someone that had only had 1 or 2 fights to come in and be able to like
Clinch the way he did.
clinch the way, because he was a good clincher. I mean, you'll see it like when you watch it back.
It was throwing knees.
It was very technical. I think when you watch a lot of N-class fights, when people get in the clinch, it's very scrappy and it's like, right. Whereas actually, when you look it back, like me and Barry, is like we both knew what we was doing in there, but he was hammering my ribs, absolutely hammering them, and it was like I wasn't prepared for it mentally. Like, and I think that was a bit of naivety that I maybe had coming into the fight, looking back. And yeah, I think after round 2 and 3 particular, he hammered my ribs. And I remember sitting down on the stool in round 3. Bro, I felt fucking broken. I remember having the thought, I sat down on the stool, and I remember having the thinking like, I don't even want to be here right now. Like, obviously, after the fight, finding out that my rib had broken and my lung had collapsed in round 2.
That explains a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, maybe my body was like, yo, shit, like, what are you doing, man? Right? But between round 3 and 4, I was like, I don't even want to be here. And I had to just flick a switch mentally. Had to flick a switch, man. I had to just like, because then round 4, I come out and have my best round of the fight. And I couldn't actually be like looking back. Because you know when you fight, it's all a bit of a blur.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember between round 3 and 4 having that thought of, fuck, man, I don't want to be here right now. And then like when you look back on the highlights, I came out round 4 and 5 and I was like on smoke. Even with a broken rib and like a collapsed lung and whatnot. So, yeah. Then literally pretty much as soon as the kind of round 5 was very much a blur. I feel like Jesus just carried me through in that round 5, bro.
Pure adrenaline.
Like just pure adrenaline,
let's
bro.
go.
And then like after the fight, mate, the adrenaline dump was crazy. I had no idea what was going on. Like I felt like I was dazed. I couldn't breathe either.
I'm surprised you went out.
Yeah, so am I. So am I.
Went out on the lash.
So am I, bro. Because it's just like, yeah, I remember like I literally couldn't breathe. I felt like a couple of my friends said they came and spoke to me afterwards, and they said I was just like glazed over. Like there was like lights were on, but no one was home. Like I was just like couldn't breathe. Like I was like the adrenaline was wearing off, and then I was like feeling my rib, and my rib was when I was moving, it was kind of like cracking and like popping, and like I was just like, oh man, yeah. But I was like, it's my birthday, man.
I need a vape, a pint, a
cigarette.
I'll worry about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fight. Claps lung, but it's fine.
Yeah, literally. And I still didn't go to A&E for like 4 days after.
Because I suppose after the adrenaline wears off, you're like, I did just get in a fight, so I know like obviously I'm gonna be a bit battered and bruised, but you don't know because it was your first like proper fight. You don't know if what you're feeling is serious. Like, oh no, I need to get this checked out, or if it's just how you feel after a fight.
Nah, so I knew my rib was broken. I knew it was cooked. But bro, I hate A&E. I hate going to hospital. So I was like, right, knowing that with broken ribs they can't do anything, I was like, why am I going to waste my time going to A&E? Like, just for them to tell me, yeah, your rib's broken. My mum and
finally talk some sense.
Family were like, just pushed me to go, right? Like, because when I was like breathing in, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel right, and it just feels a bit fucked. Like,
good
I should probably go get this checked out. Obviously, I was just trying to get confirmation that my rib is broken and get them to tell me, okay, take 8 weeks out, go back to training then, blah, blah, blah. They've then like we've done the x-ray, and then they've come back around and they've said, yeah, so your rib's broken. And I was like, okay, thanks. And they're like, hey, yeah, there's something else. I was like, huh? And they were like, yeah, your lung collapsed.
I bet your mum was like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I was just there on my own. I was just there on my own, to be fair. But like, yeah, and I feel like when they told me like my lung had collapsed, I was like, oh my God, like, because it sounds really, really bad.
Serious, yeah.
Sounds really, really bad. And basically, there's 5 lobes. You've got two lobes on this side, and then 3 lobes on this side. And it was the smallest lobe on this side that had collapsed, basically, because of like the pressure, the knees, basically. So yeah. But like it was the collapsed lung healed itself within a couple of weeks. It was like 2.5 weeks or something. Just healed itself. I didn't have to have surgery or anything like that. It just partially collapsed. So
just partially, it was fine.
Yeah, just partially collapsed, and the broken ribs, mate. But yeah. So, but yeah, mate, having to take off, kind of like you've built up to that fight, and then suddenly, yeah. I think even if I could go back to training again, like there would still be that sudden, like you've built up, and then there's nothing. I then had to take 3.5. I had to take 3.5 months out in the end with that rib. It took ages to heal. So I went from like all that to then like no training whatsoever. Kind of went into a little bit of a depressed state. I wouldn't say like it affected me crazy, but looking back, like yeah, I was definitely filling some voids in that time. I put on loads of weight. I ballooned up to like about 84 kilo when I weighed in at 75. And I haven't been 84 in a few years. Like, so yeah. Ballooned up, started drinking a bit more again. Not like massively, nothing like I used to, but yeah, kind of. I think the discipline in the physical sense had kind of like gone out the window a little bit. But yeah, we bounced back, man. We bounced back. So, but in that time, that's when I started doing all this morning routine and like stuff like that. So
you found
like
a new way to
Yeah.
What's okay? So you were kind of in this point where you had nothing to that fight camp, and that fight was your goal at that time. And when that was kind of achieved, you're like, okay, now I need to rest for 3 months. I'm injured. I am very interested to hear what you think about the idea of if you have a negative thing that you do, a negative action, is it better because sometimes I feel like, for me personally, I can't do nothing. If I do nothing, I end up being self-destructive.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm never going to be the person that can sit there on a beach for 6 months and just chill and just, I've got nothing to do, because I'll start playing things in my mind. So almost replacing that with forced stress that I've put myself in is like, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Because it's, okay, I know that my view of happiness and peace is having a goal to work towards, because then I keep my mind occupied, so it isn't doing the self-destructive things it would be doing if it had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Do you believe that you should, if you have them negative tendencies or self-destructive tendencies, is it better to replace it with something, or to try and just stop doing them negative things? What would you say for you personally has been more, because from the sounds of it, you've been able to find a purpose in the fighting and the coaching that has replaced that need to drink or want to go out and party. But certain people maybe don't have that, I'm interested in this, I want to start doing that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them kind of, so I'm going this a real roundabout way, but what advice would you give to them kind of people that they want to better themselves, they're doing stuff that they know is self-destructive, they know is unproductive, but they don't really know what to do for the first step, whether to look at what do they do? What advice would you give to someone, because you were kind of similar in that position after finding Thai, after doing the fight, you went back in that position and you were like, okay, right, I need to sort myself out, and you came back out of there. For someone who's been in and out of it 2 or 3 times, what would you say is the first steps for someone who's trying to find that?
I think, first of all, I can relate to wanting to make those first steps and giving it a go, and just not having the self-control or discipline or love for yourself to be able to see it through.
Okay.
So like 2 years ago, I feel like I was in that place, you know, start of 2023, I really started thinking, I don't want to, I was doing a lot of drugs and I was drinking so much and I was eating so many takeaways, and I was like, I know I didn't want to be doing it, but I was just in this like self-loathing phase, where vicious cycle where I was just, no matter how hard I didn't want to be doing it, I'd just do it anyways, and then you feel even more shit, and then you're beating yourself up and like this and that. And the best thing, I think, because that year I just decided, right, I'm not going to drink for a month.
Okay.
I was like, I just made that decision, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then that 1 month turned into 3 months. And then after that, kind of like that 3 months, I kind of came back and I was like, okay, I can have a drink here and there now, but actually, like, you feel the benefits of not drinking.
Was your mentality going into that idea of I'm not going to drink? Was it, I don't care how I feel, I'm feeling a bit shit now, I might still feel shit, I know that I'm not going to drink? Or was it like, I'm going to feel better and I want to, like, was it just solely, I'm just not drinking? Like,
It's,
that is the goal?
I think you've got to, there's a degree of, for instance, when someone says they want to do something, like, like, I'm not going to smoke anymore, or this and that, like, they're not thinking about their future self enough, right? And that's the thing, it's like, when people want to make these lifestyle choices, and this is myself included, it's like they prioritize their present self, or like that short-term gratification over that long-term different feeling, right?
It's very similar to when you talked about that investment in yourself and getting that pays you back further down the line, not immediately.
And it's so my mindset coach Rob said this, and he basically said, let's say you got a smoker, right, and it's like really difficult for them to stop smoking, but if they then went to the doctor and the doctor said, right, if you don't stop smoking, you're going to die in 6 months, all of a sudden they're going to fucking stop smoking, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Because they place that value, they place that emotional value, and it's almost become like a critical thing that they need to do, right? So But the only difference, like, let's say that person then, like, okay, that's not happened, right? But then if that person keeps smoking, they might be in that position in like 5 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so they kind of got to like, you got to look at like maybe the long-term negative effects and think, okay, right, let me place value on not wanting to be in that position. But you can also do that positively, right? So let's say, I think with your point was when you slip back into those old ways and then coming back, right? I think for me, it's just being conscious when you do slip back, right? Giving yourself a bit of grace and kind of looking at it as like, okay, this is going to happen for a week or whatever, or this has happened for a week. Let me jump back on now. And I think the longer you stay off the bike, the harder it is to get back on. So it's like, my advice would be, because naturally in life, you're going to fall off the bike or you're going to come off the bike. Just don't stay off the bike too long, because the longer you stay off, the harder it is to get back on.
Yeah. Do you know, funny enough, my girlfriend actually, and it's something that just stuck with me. She was like, I heard this from somewhere. I can't remember where she said it was, but if you spill a little bit of milk, you're not going to pour the whole pint out because you spilt a little bit of milk. You're going to go, oh, I've spilt a bit of milk, let me clean it up, and then you carry it on. Like, if you have a hiccup, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, can be a bit too hard on themselves and go, oh, you've eaten rubbish or you haven't trained, what's the point now? You're going to... But instead, acknowledging it, understanding you're human, like you say, having that grace to go, no, do you know what? We all have these hiccups. You've been doing a lot. You've come very far. Let's get back on it.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Just because one brick's come out the flipping wall doesn't mean the whole house has to fall down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is literally like, because there's so many different, like, you know, you've got physical well-being, mental well-being, emotional, spiritual, right? And if you're like tapping into all of those, I feel like there's always going to be something that's maybe lacking, right? Maybe slacking a little bit. I feel like you're never going to have all of those components like flipping A1 top tier, right? And you need to like find a way of getting those, let's say physically you're injured, you can't train, right? So then you allow your mental, emotional, and then spiritual self to pick up that slack, right? Rather than, oh shit, I'm injured now, let me just fuck off everything else. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or whatever. So it's, allowing the positives to pick up the slack rather than allowing the negatives to infect the positives.
Gotcha.
And bring the whole thing down, you know? So, yeah, man. It's tough, man. It's like life is a constant journey, bro. It's a constant journey. No one's ever going to be perfect. No one's ever going to be, you know... I mean, there's some people that seem like they're just like on the ball every time, but all the time. But you know something, I was chatting to someone about this the other day. I feel like, and this is maybe moving off a little bit, but I feel like everyone, to a degree, is just figuring it out. They're just figuring out life. They're just, maybe some people are just doing that at a different level. Like Jeff Bezos, flipping Elon Musk, right? They're still doing things for like the first time. Yeah. They're just doing it at like a different level. So it's like you see all these people that are so successful, and you think that they've just got it all together, but they probably still feel that same fear, that same anxiety, that same kind of lack of knowledge, just in a different way, right? And yeah, I think just give yourself some grace, give yourself some comfort, like trust the process, trust the journey, and yeah,
wicked.
You'll get there.
Love that. Wise words, Mikey.
Cheers, mate. Yeah.
We are gonna end it soon. I don't know if you're baking over there, but I'm sweating like a pig.
I'm warm, mate.
But I feel like we've covered quite well the kind of way you've started to structure things and your goals. Out of interest, do you have a specific? Because for me personally, I have goals for the rest of the year. Is there a way, as you do with your morning routine, you structure your goals looking forward? Say anyone that's hearing this that's...
Hello, mate.
My dad's just at the window.
Sorry, just a regular guest, you know what I mean? Here he is.
It's a bit hot in here, isn't it?
It is boiling.
Putting something
How we doing, Ed?
But anyone who's maybe got something that they want to pursue or something that they're interested in and they're doing it, but they're not quite sure how to take it to that next level. Have you got any advice for someone on structuring their goals to best start that journey of becoming the person you want to be?
I think you have got to look at the big goal, right? Look at the big goal, even if it's scary. Just look at the big goal. Right now, I've got goals to I basically want to build Muay Thai sanctuaries across the globe.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
Right now, I'm sat in a shed in West Byfleet.
Well, it's a
chatting
pretty cool
about
shed.
this.
Come
It is
on,
a cool
like-
shed, yeah. Right? I still live at my mum's.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I basically want to create these Muay Thai sanctuaries that are like basically gonna help like grow people spiritually, emotionally, like train Muay Thai, like do financial workshops, this and that. Mate, it's like a maybe 15, 20 year kind of plan or goal, and even then it may only start with one at that point, and then I might open another one for another 5 years or 10 years after that. You know, it's start with the big goal, then work it back, right? Then kind of look at how you're gonna get there, but have that destination that you really want to get to. And that's not to say that like when you get to that destination, right, cool, feet up, like whatever, because I feel like it's like you alluded to earlier, you kind of need that challenge. You always need that challenge, and obviously as life goes on, those challenges will
Present themselves.
Yeah, present themselves, right? But yeah, start with a big goal, make it scary, yeah, and then work it back from there. So then look at, okay, right, how do I go about this? Okay, so then look at like a 10-year plan, then a 5-year plan, then a 1-year plan. Then start looking at the things maybe more short term of what do you need to do in the next month or the next quarter, and then look at what you need to do in the next week and whatnot, and just then work towards it. And I think if you've got a goal, write it out and read it out. Like put it on your wall. Put it on your wall. You're looking at it every day when you wake up, right? When you're coming in, like you've just brushed your teeth, you're going to bed at night, or you're just sat in your room, like you just see it, it's there.
Funny, I'm looking up there because I've done the same thing there.
Yes, I love that, bro. I love that. Yes, bro.
I've literally got
on.
like notes up on the wall right behind Mikey of goals that I want and ideas, and
that's amazing. Like you just connect into it all the time. Read it out every morning. I don't do this yet actually, but in a book called Think and Grow Rich, which is amazing, by the way, I recommend it if you haven't read it.
I've ironically enough got the book and not read it all yet.
Read it, bro. It's fantastic. It's not even necessarily just to do with finances. It's amazing just for manifestation, full stop.
Okay.
And just changing your mindset, and how you kind of like just flipping the script and how you look at things, right? Really recommend it. If you've got it, no excuse. Let's hold you accountable, bro. Start reading it. When I come on in September, you got 10 weeks, my friend.
All right.
10 weeks, my friend. Pick it up.
All right.
10 weeks.
All right. Okay.
5 pages a day.
Okay. We got it.
Cool.
I'm gonna come in with a whole transcript, little review, everything. Don't worry, I'm going the full 9 years.
But have that up on goals like that up on your wall that you connect to every day. Because that's how you rewire your brain. You're hardwiring your brain then to connect to those goals, and then you start behaving more in line with those goals as well. If you're connecting to them morning and night, right, then your behavior in the day will change because you're working towards those goals. You're in control of your mind. That's it.
Mikey, where do you want to be this time next year?
This time next year, I want to have had... So I've had 1 fight.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have had 5 fights. So 4 more fights.
Okay.
Right, by this time next year. At least. All wins. Couple knockouts.
Okay.
Couple of master classes.
Okay.
I want to have my PT business earning at least 75 grand per year,
Okay.
partially online.
Okay.
I want to have gone to Spain or Thailand for a period of time to go and train out there as well. What else? What else have we got? I just want to be a better man, and I will be.
I like that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would be a better man, and I know I will be 100%. So, I want to start maybe. Oh, I want to have moved out.
Okay.
I want to have moved out. So yeah, we'll circle back round. Yeah, I want to have moved out, but I also want to be in a financial position where I can still support my mum and stepdad.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Even though I'm not at home paying rent, like I still want to be like paying them something to, so they can just live like a bit of a better life.
Wicked.
As well.
Love that.
So yeah.
Wicked. Well,
Yeah.
in the spirit of the brand eleutheria and the idea of pursuing your dreams and goals, and dedication, accountability, we'll try and get you on before or after the fight in September. What's the date today?
It is the 11th of July. Friday,
So
the
11th of July 2026. We're going to come back on here. We've got it on record now, and we're going to tick them off as we go and see how many we tick off the list.
Lovely.
And I'll read a book.
Yeah, you read a book by September, mate.
Wicked.
We got
wicked.
this, champ.
Nice. Anything you want to shout out? Anything at all?
Shout out Rob Holdsworth, my mindset coach. He's absolutely changed my life. Shout out to my business mentor, Luke Older. Shout out to my mum. I love you. And shout out to my Muay Thai coach, Jared, who you guys will see on the next episode.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed, guys. Hope that gave you something to think about. And I'll see you lot in the next episode. Cheers for that, Mikey.
Lovely, bro. Been a pleasure, mate.